Exposure calibration models are useless if you don't know what you are doing. And I encounter lots of users that think the exposure calibration model result is good, but the print fail or produce bad print lines on real print. Hello everyone, I'm Dennis. Disclaimer, what I am sharing is an extra knowledge that might help you to get that perfect print. And I am somewhat oversimplify it because there are lots of factors when it comes to resin 3D printing. Factor like age and quality of your release film, size of the object you are going to print, hollow or solid, your printer hardware, the resin quality, pigment and viscosity, temperature and humidity, and etc. Some people mostly print minis. Some print bigger model like action figure or superhero statues. Some people kind of blind or their eyes lack the experience to see if the print results are good or not. Some people just don't care for print quality or smooth surface as long as the print is successful. And the main key factor for resin printing is exposure. We use exposure calibration model to help with, remember, initial exposure, from which you fine-tune again during real printing. There are 4 types of exposure calibration model that I am familiar with. 1 is the flat model like XP2 or frozen validation matrix. In my opinion, they are the best model for your initial exposure because the flat shape can give a very quick print time, so you can also do lots of print with different exposure. And the visual is good to tell you what exposure you can start with. If you mostly print minis, this might be enough. What this model liking is simulate pulling force during printing. That is why depends on the model support or resin quality. Some of you will experience failed print. The support might be printed fine, but the object failed or delamination. Rest time or light of delay could also throw off the exposure result because of blooming. So make sure your rest time or light of delay setting is correct before using this model. Another thing is most of such flat model is too thin. I can see lots of users cannot even get a right thickness to print because of bad build plate leveling, also due to how thin the model base is. It is very prone to elephant's foot from the bottom exposure. You could adjust the model rough to minimum 1 mm thickness if you want to keep using them. Comparing them side by side, both are printed with the same exposure. The difference is the model thickness. Using the same exposure, you could see the letter on the thicker model, they are much sharper compared to the OG model because this is due to the elephant's foot. And in overall, the details on the thicker model are much better compared to the OG thin model. Here's a more close up. This is the OG thin model. And this is the thicker model. 2. Exposure tester, the model that I made. It simulates peeling force because in my line of work, I print all kind of models, big and small, mechanical accurate, or just simple figure and statue. But one thing that is most important for my clients and me is the smooth surface finish. Even a single bad print line is not acceptable for them. And if you are underexposed, you can get bad print lines. During the hundreds or thousands of peeling cycle, some of the layers might have defects simply because the printed layer is not cured and strong enough to survive the peeling. And you get from the smallest issue like bad print lines, layer or support shift, or your printed model somehow split halfway during printing or delamination. It is simple to use this model. Use the lowest exposure that can successfully print the model with the top bar all attached correctly. And another model is from my friend Ty from Table Flip Foundry with his cone of calibration. This model can also give you an idea how well your exposure perform on real print. I just realized this. My good exposure on my exposure tester model happens to be the same exposure with cone of calibration. 3. Calibration model based on dimension. I avoid this type of calibration model the most because in my experience, it is the worst unless my clients request it. Different resin will have different amount of pigment and different viscosity. That could badly affecting the exposure. And because of that, they have different reaction to exposure. Some can cure very fast, some take slightly longer, or the notorious cross-curing on clear resin, not to mention temperature. For example, let's say you and I use the same resin, same printer, and same everything. I live in tropical area with temperature average 30 degrees, and you live in slightly colder area, temperature average 25 degrees. My optimal exposure, let's say 2 seconds, and luckily I have accurate dimension. Your place is colder, so you need slightly longer exposure, let's say 2.4 seconds. Because your exposure is zero point 0.4 seconds longer, that means more time for light to spread. You end up with slightly larger dimension due to the longer exposure. Because you want to achieve that accurate dimension, hence you lower your exposure and you get fill print like the lamination because you end up underexposed. Yes, I know there is printer heater, but it is another set of challenge that I won't talk about in this video. If accuracy is your main concern, I suggest to adjust your model dimension according to your good exposure. Or if you cannot adjust the dimension, maybe you are doing something like dental printing, use specialized resin or at the minimum use high resolution resin. 4. The last type of exposure is the OG way we use to calibrate exposure. Use your real model to print with different exposure and see which one has the best result. I always suggest to my students, no matter what kind of exposure calibration model that you use, you will and must fine-tune again your exposure on real object print. If your printer is new, you will need to fine-tune the exposure several times for the next plus minus like 6 months. Depends on how often you print. And then you will get that good exposure that will works for the rest of your printer hardware lifespan. Then, congratulations, you have your everlasting print setting. I will show you how I would fine-tune my print setting exposure in the next tutorial video. And my last advice is you have to compromise when calibrating your exposure. Exposure calibration model only to help you in the journey to achieve that good setting, not the final destination. Fail print is normal part of the learning curve. That is why if you are a complete beginner, just buy the cheapest resin printer you can afford. And except if you end up damaging the printer. Don't buy the latest model. You will mostly just hurt your wallet. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the next video.